off to Father's house, Daddy Pond. Show you a little treat. I think it's a little thing we did many years ago, which basically lets you have a bottom drain filter system without it being gravity fed. You have to have your filters at the same height as the water in order to have a bottom drain, but we've put one in where you don't. So basically you can have a nice bottom drain filter system without the added expense of digging out a huge hole, plumbing it all in, taking up half your garden. Some of the filter rooms we've gone to maintain are bigger than the pond itself. So never mind the size, it costs an absolute fortune just to have the privilege of a bottom drain in your pond. Don't get me wrong, bottom drains, they are good, they look nice, you can get a lot of water going through them, you catch a lot of rubbish, definitely worth having. But is it justifiable to spend, you know, like, I don't know, a quarter, maybe even more of your budget just on a filter room and plumbing it all in properly? So I'll show you a bit later when I get there. Got a little job to do first, and then take a little tour of how you can have a bottom drain filter fed by a pump and bottom drain. Alright? Okay. Daddy Pond's house. There's a Daddy Pond just behind. Daddy Pond. I think it's about 15 years old, I think. Let's have a look. It's a little bit different. It's raised, obviously, as you can see, but we had to raise it up because when we were digging it out, water table literally kept filling up the whole thing. So it's about 4.5 feet deep altogether. Bottom drain down there, but the bottom shelf kept filling up, so we had to raise it. And that way, once you raise it up, the water pressure pushed all the water back out, and then never had a problem since. Here he is, man of the moment. Say hi, Dad. Hi. Go say hello to the fish. Right, so the main reason for the video, I'm going to show you how you can have a bottom drain pond with a pump fed filter. Normally you'd have to have filters the same level as the water level, and then the pump is in one of the last chambers or somewhere after the filters, generally speaking. This particular one has a bottom drain down here, okay, and then the filters are, follow me here to the garage, over here. Show you how they work in a minute. Okay, so seam where the filters are, turn it around, in the garage down there in the corner, bottom drain in the middle, and how we have it so you don't have to have the filters the same level as the pond, where you'd normally have to have a whole massive area dedicated for a filter system, dig out a hole, make it big enough so you can get the filters and also get in there to maintain it, put the pipes in. Costs you thousands and thousands to do, and I think it puts a lot of people off, but we've got a way of doing it so you don't have to do that. It's nice and cheap, nice and quick, and just as effective, is by making one of these. So basically, water goes through the bottom drain, under the ground, and that's 4-inch pipe, then it comes up into here. Now, all that is, I think we used an old dustbin or a water butt, something similar. It can be anything you want really. So the trick is that is the same height as the pond water level. So you really want to make that as big as you can, well, big enough to put a pump in. So the bottom drain connects to the base of that unit, and lo and behold, inside there is the pump. So as the pump's pumping water out of here to the filter system in the garage, it's sucking water through the bottom drain. So literally you have that small little system there instead of a massive underground area for a pond filter system to go, which probably costs, I don't know, £50 with plumbing. It's cheap and it works. So if you ever wanted to have a gravity fed filter and you didn't have the space, then you can make yourself one of them. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So I'll show you where it goes from there. So obviously pump in that chamber, all the pipes go underground, then they pump into the garage. And this is pretty simple. This is my dad's magic room here. So he's done all this himself. He's very good at looking at something and making his own way of doing it, and also sometimes, and most of the time, working better than a lot of other systems really. So it goes basically through the wall into this UV, back out. He actually used water butts to build this filter system, so you don't have to spend thousands on a system. You can buy it and do it yourself, although it isn't as cheap as you think by the time you've bought all the fittings and pipe work, but it just depends on what you want to do. He likes to tinker around and make his own bits and pieces, so it worked for him. From the pump chamber outside into the UV, down there, and then comes up there through the 3-inch pipe and into this chamber. This used to be a vortex, and Dad actually modified it into his own version of a little sieve filter, which works really well. I'll show you how it all goes now. What micron is it? 25. It's a 25 micron mesh. All this water's coming straight from the pond through the mesh. He loses a little bit of water in here, but that goes back into the pond itself, and then most of the dirt and debris goes into his little waste pipe down there, which is plumbed and goes into the bottom of the main chamber, which he then opens up the drain down here, and then it all goes to waste. Now the cool thing I like about this the most is automatic cleaners. Do you want to show him how it's done? You can use your phone. Anyway, he's got it all set up. He loves his smart plugs and his smart stuff, so he's basically got a water butt pump on there, a hose lot water butt pump, which is plugged into one of his smart plugs here. So instead of having to remember to switch it on all the time, he's got it on a timer on his phone. So hold on, he's getting ahead of himself. So when he wants when he wants to do it. So he's got the app on his phone here. Go on then, push the button. Pushes the button there, then it switches on the pump, and then that sprays off all the dirt and gunge on there. Switch off.
And of course it's run off automatic every hour.
Yeah, so that goes on a timer every hour. Pretty cool. And he doesn't lose any of the water, so it all goes back into the filter. All the heavy dirt just settles back down into that chamber, opens up his valve whenever he wants to clean it. Pretty cool. The other cool thing I like, he's never ever had foam in filters. Now, this is only an addition like probably about a year ago, so before that it was just a vortex into that chamber there, just full of K1, so there's no sponges anywhere, there's no brushes, no sponges. Through the K1, moving bed, then back out to the pond. How often do you clean it out, would you say?
In the summer, once a week.
Once a week? Winter?
Well, once every 2 or 3 weeks.
Is it?
In winter.
How long does it take to clean in summer?
About 3/4 of an hour.
Is it? Yeah, so, you know, a bit of maintenance, you know, no filters are magic, you have to clean them out, but yeah, you don't have to spend too much.
As you can see, the water quality is...
Yeah, and it's always, you know, it's a 55 watt UV on there, and it's about 2,500 gallon pond. You know, every time I come around here, it's always pretty damn good, really clear. Okay, should we have a look at what's down in the first chamber? You cleaned about a week ago, so it's winter really, so don't forget. So it doesn't often stay this clean, but we'll go and have a look, shall we? Not too bad. Okay, so that's the little filter system purring away. Thought I'd show you something else we might like. So he tops his pond up, just rainwater all the time, and you know, water butts and all the rest of it. But he's got one of these which might be useful. So it's called Rainpod. So that literally sits in line to his main drain pipe. All the water goes into the rain pod, and basically as that's filling at the same time it's leaving the base, going down that hose pipe there, and then that pipe goes all the way down there and round the side of the garage. I don't know if you can see it, but he's got 5, 6 water butts. Well, the one at the end's connected to that down pipe, but all these other ones, these 5 water butts, are connected to that rain pod over there. So literally, as it's filling up from the drain pipe, all the water butts are filling up at the same time. So let's have a look what's in there. Okay, so here we go. So they're all full. So that water butt is just as full as that water butt there. So they're all the same. All the water's the same in all these water butts. And then if you look over here, take that out, you can just about see the level in the rain pod is the exact same level as all the water butts. It's pretty cool. And then what's even better, instead of going all the way around the back to get your water out, your water butts, you just open up the tap. So that's connected to his pond at the moment. So take that off. When you want to get your water out the water butts, out she goes. So all that's coming out the water butts. So literally they're all going down at the same time now. Pretty cool. So if you've got the space really, get as many water butts as you can, collect the water for free, fill your pond up for free, water your garden for free. Otherwise, you know, it just goes down the drain pipe, goes to waste. Well, back in the garden again. Now he's got one more other thing, which is another rainpod, which is this one here. Now that one is connected to all the other water butts I showed you before down the far end of the garden by the garage. Now what this one does, as it's all connected, if you ever want to get rainwater without going all the way back up to the house, you can just open up that and then basically get all your water from there. So rainwater on tap in your garden. How good is that?